second servant I want to introduce you to, Arlecchino or Harlequin in English, is part of the big family of the Zanni, but we will see he has quite very different physical features compared to the Zanni we saw before. There are also other masks of the servants that I'm not going to introduce in this specific course, but for now we're going to look at this one. This mask was developed a bit later on by an actor who worked at the French court, and probably the reason why all these servants, all different masks of Commedia are so unique, and then from the initial small family so many masks developed, is because they were the invention of the actors, and the actors at the time, like today, had to respond to the taste of the specific time, the taste of the specific audience, in order to make a living. They had to be admired, they had to please their audiences. And that's why all the masks developed, out of the abilities and the quality of each actor. In this specific case, you will see this Arlecchino have a few animalistic features, and at the same time it's almost balletic. Who knows, perhaps the French court so enamored with ballet might have had an influence in that, in the sense that the actors that were working at the French court recognized that maybe that would have pleased their audiences. There are a few features of Arlecchino in common with all the family of Zanni. Well, first of all, is that he's a servant and lower classes, and still we have a lower center of gravity. First of all, we reconnect with this idea of the lower center of gravity, like at the Zanni before, because he's a servant, and also with a strong connection with the ground. Here, heels are even more important than before. He's a bit of a stubborn character, so that's why we will see how active his heels are. In terms before we get specifically in the detail of the mask, I want again for you to connect with something that you know, animals. Here we have another pair of animals. The first animal I want you to connect is the monkey. When the Zanni we have the chimpanzee, here we have a monkey, more agile, more jumpy, very electric and energetic. So connect with the lower center of gravity. It's more the quality. I don't want you to necessarily get into the best monkey that you can do. It's more like about thinking about how agile and playful and maybe a bit mischievous they might be. This is a very mischievous character. And once you got this little jumpiness, the lower center of gravity, playfulness, maybe an imaginary tail, then I want you to think about a cat. So think about the mischievousness, and also the lightness and the quick movement that a cat can have. So maybe in doing that, why don't we think about moving a bit your limbs as you were moving slowly and maybe faster. And your head. So with this idea of cat and monkey combined, and with this idea of a little naughty little tail, we cut that tail but we imagine it's still there, let's try to move from that and activate the center of your body. This character is led by the basic instinct of your belly, but rather than pushing forward your pelvis, I want you to rotate in the opposite direction. Here, remember your tail, and big wide open chest. Here we go. So we have your little cat monkey in position. Why I wanted to connect more with your chest with this character? Because this is the place of the heart, and often Arlecchino end up being in love in the traditional scenarios of Commedia. Let's reconnect with the idea of the clocking, il colpo di maschera. You look, eyes on the tip of your nose, and then, wow, the body align. And again, eyes on the tip of your nose, clock, in this case you, my audience, and then the body. And left, there is something really interesting over there, and the body, and tack. And then, once you have your cat, your monkey, we're gonna do something on the spot. Alright, so lower center of gravity, tail, heart, and from here, let's just do this little step. Here, here, free your arms, here, 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 duck, 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 stop, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, 1, 2, 3, 4, duck. Okay, now, as we did for the design, I wanted to show you something. If you move, normally, you swing your arms, and exactly as we did before, you keep swinging your arms, also when you walk, as Arlecchino. As Arlecchino walks like us, a bit differently, but with the same principles. So, let's go to a process of Arlecchinification. So, here we go. I'm walking up and down, then I find my lower center of gravity, then I find my monkey tail, my proud open chest, and the arms keep swinging up to my leg, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, duck, and 1, 2, 1, 2, bam. Now on the spot, try to do this for me. So step and step and step and step, and do a warm up. Classic move. Heels, legs, heels, legs. You might have noticed one thing that I want to say with this character, that the lower part of the body is extremely active, it's like a constant engine, while the upper part of the body is quite still. You have your chest wide open, but it's quite still. There isn't so much happening while you're running around. So another thing that you might want to add in order to find the sharpness, the clean, sharp movement of this mask of Arlecchino is perhaps connect also with the quality of wood. So you start to think about staccato movement even more than with other masks. That can help you, particularly at the beginning. This is something that I say when you start at the very beginning to approach these masks. You might start with techniques that are something quite extreme, and then you can obviously bring your own take on it, obviously very personal to each individual person and actor, with your body, with your tempo rhythm, with your experience, with your culture, with anything else that you bring in. You make it your own, exactly as the actors of Commedia dell'Arte did. They looked around, they create new characters based on the physicality they had, on the quality and experiences that they had in order to please their audiences. And you probably want to do the same. This is just a starting point. It's not the point of arrival. This is just a starting point for you to discover something much more interesting. Okay, so step and step and step and step. And now let's do something. As I said, it's more agile, it's a bit more demanding from a physical perspective. Let's start to play with level with the Arlecchino. So, and down, up, and down. And stuck, and stuck. Do you remember the exercise? Is stuck, and down, hop, down. And step, and step, and step. And now, on the spot, a little bit of excitement. Arlecchino gets a bit excited. He just saw perhaps, Servetta. He just saw Colombina passing by. His love, and oh yes, and step. This will just change the position of the leg. Again, we maintain the integrity of the mask, chest, hips, position, and then we step to the left and we put the right leg on the front, and when we step to the right, we place the left leg on the front. But we do it a bit faster. Ready? Do it a few times then. 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and then bow. He's a servant. And bow. Now, as we did with the Zanni, let's see few of his walk. We can have a little step here, or we can have the kick. So I have to do it on the side so you see what I mean. Step, kick, 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 step, kick. And now we come to another classic walk of Arlecchino. Will allow you to cross the stage very fast. And this, it's easier to learn by just do it a lot of time. And it's based on having certain rhythm, more than anything else. If I break it down in small steps, this fast walk, that we saw the fast walk, running. Now we see the fast walk of Arlecchino, this sort of version of running. And this, it works in different steps. You step, you slightly move, you wait, let's say to the right first, and then in reality your weight doesn't shift. You stay on your left leg and you kick in the air with the right and then the left. You move to the left and then you kick with the left and with the right. It looks something like that. Right, left, right, left, right. Let's see how it looks in space. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, the more space you got, if a big stage is much more space to cover. But this is the idea. You can go as fast as you want. Very fast. Okay, so these were the different steps, and then you can bring some of the. If you look at the video on warm-up, advanced warm-up, with this character you can really afford to bring loads of different variation with hand standing, head standing, all standing. This mask is more a cut like Arlecchino. You can see the round, smooth, almost like more feminine or sweet feature. Here, this is quite strong, and this, in fact, is called the mask maker, a very famous practitioner called Antonio Fava made this mask and called it Arlecchino Scene, that it means monkey. Arlecchino monkey harlequin in Italian. Let's have a go with the masks.
Arlecchino Bacioccio, belli, morositi, guardali là, tutti quanti belli, sì, guarda che aspetta poco, ad andare a vedere a mia Bea, guardala là, la mia colombina, bello, vado dall'altra parte, guarda che belli, forza, Arlecchino Bacioccio, vai, guarda che la forza che andiamo ragazzi, dai, aspetta che uno che non mi do voglia di lavorare, no, I don't want to, no, non si lavora, no.